everyone, it's Cheryl from Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds. Here I am back in my living room, and first of all I want to thank all of you who have sent me emails. It has meant so much to me, and I really thought about stopping my videos for a while, and so many of you said no, please keep on doing them. And so I was thinking, okay, what can I do, because I'm not in my classroom? But I realized I could share with you how last week went, reaching out to my students with our very first Zoom meeting, and also 2 story times that I did with my kiddos. And I thought I'd answer some of the questions that you've asked as well in today's video. So first of all, I wanted to let you know how my Zoom meeting went. And last week, I told you all I was really nervous, and oh my goodness, I got such support from so many of you, letting me know how it's working for you and giving me some tips and telling me you can do it, and I did. And I was actually really surprised at how well it went. I had Barney, our class mascot, and what I did was I asked each of the children, I sent an email home prior to doing the Zoom meeting, telling the children to bring one of their favorite stuffed animals to the meeting. And so that was great. They all had their stuffed animals. And then I also knew that we were going to be celebrating a birthday. So here I am, my very first Zoom meeting, and we also have to celebrate a birthday. I didn't have our traditional birthday cake. I had to come up with someone from the materials I had at home. So I put all this together, and I thought I'd let you know what we did. So first of all, I showed the children that I had our class mascot at home, that I was able to go get him from the classroom, and they loved seeing him because he's so familiar, part of our class. And then I made a really simple felt cake. I had some felt at home, so I just kind of cut it out. It's not quite the same as the cake that we have at school, but you know what? They didn't notice. They were just so excited that I had something with the candles, and we sang the same birthday songs that we sing in the class, and the birthday girl counted the candles, and then we all sang happy birthday. And this was when I realized, wow, this is really working. And then what I did was I told the children that I was going to have them, each of them, introduce their stuffed animal, and I muted all the children, and I unmuted each child so they could tell me who their stuffed animal was, and we did all the children. And then I read a book, and then we sang a song, and then it was over. And I would say it was probably about 18 minutes long, which I never thought I could make it be that long, but they were so good. And then at the end, we sang our goodbye song. So another thing I wanted to talk about were my YouTube videos that I'm sending home. I'm doing a story time twice a week, and one of the questions that you all asked was, first of all, what format do you use for your videos? I use YouTube. It's not the same YouTube channel that I do these videos on because I want it to be private. It's unlisted. That means that the parents have to have the link in order to see the video. I wanted it to be private. And I just simply uploaded it. I used my camera. I have a tripod. I have these things because of the videos I do with you all week. You don't have to have all these things, but I had them, so it was easy. And I just uploaded it into YouTube, sent out the link. So that's how I store the video. And the other thing I wanted to share with you was exactly what did you do. So let me just put this down here. And the first book that I read was The Big Hungry Bear. And I happened to, as I was planning what I was going to be doing with the children, I went on Amazon just to see if by chance could I get a felt set within a week. And I did. So in case you are thinking you might want to do The Big Hungry Bear, I got this felt set, and then as I read the story, let me take these things down. I happen to have this flannel piece here that I had it from school, and it was already in my garage. So I just pulled that out. I shared this last week. And I just put the pieces right on the flannel board as I read the story. And so it was just really easy. It was just a visual for them. And I wanted it to be very, very similar to how I did it in how we did our circle time in the classroom. And as you all know, or most of you know, if you've been following me for a while, I really love using props. I don't just read a book. I like to have some kind of prop that they can see, hold, or whatever. So that's why I really wanted to have the felt pieces. You don't have to do this. This is just how I wanted to do it. And then the other thing I did was I then give them an activity. One of the things that you asked me is if I would please provide the printables that I'm sending home to my children. Now, when I made these, that was not my intent. So these are not professional by any means. These are super simple, but because you asked, I'm going to give you these. But just again, please know that these are just something that I just quickly made up for my students. It has the strawberry, and then at the bottom it says color your strawberry red. And then for the individual strawberries, it says cut out each strawberry and play a hide and seek game. After your parent hides the strawberries, pretend to be the big hungry bear and go on a hunt to find them. Make as many copies of this page as desired. So if you happen to have this book and you would like the activity for it, I'll put the link in the description. And then the other book that I read, and let me get my props here. I read 5 Little Ducks. This one right here. And oh, poor Barney. Sorry about that. These are books that I already had at home. Actually, a lot of these, I had one day to go into my classroom and grab things. And this was one of the books I grabbed. So another thing that I like to use, I have this magnetic chalkboard. So I shared this last week. So because this book involves counting, I have some magnetic numbers. And so I invited the children to help me count to 5, just like this. So we did that first. And then again, having to use the materials I already had, I had this piece of board here, and then I had some blue poster board that I just quickly cut to look like water. And then I'm sure you all just happen to have duck clips in your possession. Just kidding. Well, I did have them. I think I got these at the grocery store. They're supposed to be like chip clips, but I love these for props. And so I just put all 5 of them up here. And then as we read the story, it actually, for the 5 Little Ducks, as you know, it starts with 5, and then we take away 1 duck each time. So this was a really nice visual. Now, if you don't have ducks, then you don't do this part. Or maybe you can color, make your own little ducks to put up. Or you can take the printable that I made. They're ducks, and they're counted, there's 5 of them, and they're each numbered. And so you can feel free to use these, and you can use these as a prop as well. And if you don't have the book, but you know the song, just sing the song and use the ducks. So I read the story to them, did the ducks on there, put the numbers on the board, and then what I did was I told them, I sent home this printable, and I told them to color the ducks, yellow and orange, and then cut them out. And if they can't cut them out, if they don't have the strength yet, because we were still in the process of learning that, then they could have an older brother or sister do it, or a parent to cut out each of the ducks. And then I told them to watch the video again. And as I read the story, they could use their own ducks and line them up and take one away as we took away 1 duck. So again, I'll put a link to this printable in the description as well. And I just, you all have been so good at telling me what you want, what you need. And so I'm trying to find ways to help you while I'm still learning too. So that's why I thought, you know what, I'm just going to offer these printables to you. And if you can use them, great. If not, that's okay too. So that is how my week went. So I had 2 story times and 1 Zoom meeting. And I thought it went really well. I got great feedback from the parents. And so now I'm planning on doing the same thing next week using 2 different books. And what I thought I would do is I'll come back again next Saturday and I will show you how we did those 2 books along. If I have some printables, I'll share those, the links to those as well. So I really hope that you all are doing okay. I'm thinking about all of you. I'm thinking about all teachers right now because we just found out that we will not have school for the rest of this year. And this makes me really emotional, as I'm sure it makes you too. I'm still processing it. The thought of not seeing my students again for the rest of this year is really hard. And it hits me in waves where sometimes I have accepted it and other times it makes me have to just stop and take a deep breath and realize that we didn't get to finish our year and we didn't get that closure. And I've read some really good articles that have justified why we feel the way we do, that we just got to that point in our school year where the children knew our routine and we really got to know each of our children and we got to learn what works for this group of children. We got to know about their stories and what they loved. And just as we were getting to that sweet spot of our school year where everything is humming, we had to stop without any notice. We thought it was going to be 2 weeks, then we thought it was going to be 6 weeks, and then now we found out that we're done. So I just want you to know that I am right here with you. I don't have any inspiring words for you except that you are not alone. We are all in this together. And remember, if you're not part of my Facebook group, please join it. Really, the whole topic has been the school closures and how we're all handling it, but it's really important that we're all together during this time. So I hope this finds you well. And I will talk to you again next week. Take care.